Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Joe and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm going to be talking about dropping out of college, and this isn't something I'm doing now. For those long-term viewers on the channel, you may remember that in February 2017 I dropped out of college to do YouTube videos as a job, and I just kind of wanted to talk about it because I realised that it's near enough been a full year and a half, definitely over a year, since I dropped out of college, and I wanted you guys to, get a kind of insight on how I'm feeling about everything, how things may have changed in that time, whether I regret it or not down the line, and just kind of talk about it. This isn't going to be hugely edited. I'm not going to cut down what I'm saying a bunch. I'm just going to kind of just speak over some gameplay, and I hope that's something you guys can enjoy. But I definitely thought this is something that I mean I never speak about it. I spoke about it in the one video I announced it, and maybe a couple Q&As, but apart from that, it's never really something that pops up in my videos. So I just kind of figured out I'd talk about it. It's been over a year, and yeah, I just wanted to, as I keep saying, I wanted to talk about it, so let's do that. So yeah, in February 2017, I left college. I don't want to get this misconstrued, but essentially college in the UK is not like college in the US, or I'm not sure how it works around the world, but I know in the US, college, you have to pay for it, and it's essentially the US equivalent of university, but college in the UK is not compulsory. I wanted to make that clear. It's not like I dropped out of a compulsory thing, so it is optional, and it's completely free. It's not like I wasted my family's money or wasted a big investment of my own. It's completely free to attend college in the UK. The reason I went to college was because I did well in my end of school exams. So when I finished school, I did pretty well, and it was logical to go on and do A-levels at college. I did my first year, completed my first year of A-levels, so I've got those qualifications, and dropped out, I'd say, just over halfway through the second year, which is A2s. So yeah, I wanted to make that clear as well, that when I dropped out of college, it wasn't like I was dropping out into the real world with no qualifications or anything like that. I had my school qualifications, my GCSEs, and I had my first year of A-levels as well. It's just I never actually finished them. But the thing with A-levels is that the main kind of reason for them is you do them, you finish your A-levels, and then you go to university for 3 or 4 years to get a degree or a diploma or a grad. I'm not too sure what it is. I'm pretty sure it's a degree though. You go to uni, finish a course, and graduate with a degree. And of course, to get into most of these good courses, you need your A-levels, and that's what I was studying. However, I never ever intended on going to university, and that was a big factor, as to why I dropped out. Is I never really intended on furthering my A-levels. It was just the logical thing to do because I performed well at school. I perform well at school, I go to college and do something good there, and then I never really knew what the plan was, but I always knew that uni or university was just never really something that interested me, I suppose. At the time, I think I had around between 20,000 to 30,000 subscribers on YouTube, so my channel has easily doubled in size since the time I dropped out. But at the same time, this made it very, very hard to explain to people. I'd say, oh, I'm dropping out of college to do YouTube, because that was always the intention, by the way. It's never like I was dropping out because I didn't like the A-levels. I mean, that did play part of a factor, I suppose. It's not that I didn't enjoy them, it's just that I never intended on going to uni or anything, so I almost saw it as like I was wasting my time. They were never going to help me. I have more than enough qualifications to get a job around my area, in retail if I needed to. So it was never it was never about not enjoying the course. But yeah, back to the point, I'd tell people I'm dropping out to do YouTube, and they'd kind of see the channel and see 20 to 30,000 subscribers and think it's quite a small channel size to be, leaving your education for and investing all of your time into. And I mean, they were right, but one thing I'd always say is that to sustain a living or even just earn money on YouTube, it's not through subscribers at all, is it? It's through views and all of that malarkey. I'm not going to get into that in this video. But yeah, so people would often just see the size of my channel and be like, wow, are you really even going to be able to afford to pay rent with that? And yeah, so back to 2018. It's July 2018. It's been a year and a half since I dropped out. And I mean, yeah, to an extent, I don't regret it. I want to make that clear before I say anything else. I don't regret dropping out. Do I encourage dropping out to do what I did? God, no. No, I would not recommend doing it. It's just I would see people I know, my friends of friends, my brother's friends, etc., would go to uni and they'd just be unhappy, you know. They'd be going to uni because it was something that was logical for them to do, much like me with A-levels, where, you know, they've just finished their A-levels. You may as well carry on your education until you get a uni degree. And a lot of the time people will go to uni for 3-4 years, get a uni degree, and come right back to where they were before and just get a job. It's very difficult to get a job orientated around your degree in kind of like local areas. So unless you're like prepared to commit and move away somewhere where there's actually a job relevant to your degree, a lot of the times you just go to university, complete your degree, and just live a life like you never had the degree. You'll never live a life where you actually need that degree. And I also know a couple people as well that were going to university, going to college and doing these courses to keep their parents happy. You know, they didn't want to disappoint their parents by dropping out, or they didn't want to disappoint their parents by not getting a uni qualification. And it just kind of made me sad, you know, because that's really not what it should be about. I'm not trying to like preach or anything like that. I'll save that for another video. But, you know, it's like at the end of the day, if you're unhappy with what you're doing, like, is it really worth carrying it on? You shouldn't really be doing a uni course or doing a college course to make other people happy. You just need to make sure it's what you want. And that was always the thing with me. It was never something I was interested in. I never was overly keen for my college course. So I was like, you know, I'm wasting my time here. I'll drop out. And it's been a year and a half. I've paid rent every month since I dropped out. I've never been late with it or anything like that. And that was a lot of people's initial doubts. You're dropping out for YouTube, it's not sustainable income. And to be fair, that's right. It's very, very risky leaving college to, you know, leaving college to invest fully into YouTube. And I mean, luckily it's been paying off so far, you know, like my channel's been growing well. I've got a interactive community. Like it's been going well, but at the same time that could all just go in a flash, much like. And I think it's things like Cerny's channel getting terminated for nothing that really do kind of make you realise it's such a unsustainable job, in the sense that it could just go in a flash completely out of your control. And that is always kind of going on in the back of my head. And I'm not going to get into like the kind of mental aspects of doing YouTube as a job, because I'll get into that in another video, because there is so much I can talk about there. In fact, I think I'm going to make a video after this, maybe not directly after, but very soon after, and just kind of like go through what it's like doing YouTube as a job, because it's not all, you know, like rainbows and flowers and like the great life that it may seem to younger people as they kind of just see doing YouTube and playing games as a job. Like, there is a lot more on the kind of mental aspect that people don't see about it, that does affect you a lot if you're going to be doing YouTube as a job. But I'll get into that in another video. So, do I regret dropping out of college to do YouTube as a full-time job? No. However, there wouldn't have been any issues in me continuing my A-levels and just finishing them. I only had like 3 or 4 months left, I think, on my course, and it was just impatience, really. I didn't really want to commit so much time and energy into the college course, because I just felt like it was wasted, you know. I could just be at home playing games, like doing what I enjoy. So I guess in the sense of doing what was going to make me happy, YouTube was the best bet, and I'm still happy doing it. If I wasn't, I wouldn't be doing it. But I also feel like I was a bit hasty, and I could easily have just done YouTube as a job a couple months down the line and had extra qualifications under my belt. And I think I didn't initially realise that when I made the decision to drop out. And another thing as well about, you know, like dropping out of college and doing YouTube is that you kind of have from going a very, very strict schedule of working at specific times, going into college at specific times, and coming home and relaxing. And with YouTube, that kind of messes up. And that's something I'm going to be working on to kind of grow this YouTube channel and grow YouTube and actually making it as a job, because it's very easy to still see it as a hobby because it's just something I enjoy and do for fun at the end of the day. And it's always going to be that. But at the same time, it's my job and I should probably be investing more time into it as you would with a real world job. But I just want to reiterate that it is just a hobby for me still, and I guess the fact I'm doing it as a job does kind of put more pressure on myself. But if it ever gets to the fact where, you know, I stop enjoying it, it's been a year and a half and I'm still having a great time, but if it does get to the point where I stop enjoying it, I will just take a break and get a job in the real world, I suppose. But I'm hoping it's never going to come to that. I don't see that happening in the foreseeable future. There was also a lot of people when I initially dropped out that would kind of question the fact I dropped out to make videos on TF2. It's a very old game, and rightly so. You should, like, you know, dropping out of college to make videos on a game with not a lot of buzz around it at the time. Is that really the wisest thing to do? And that's true, but again, I'm doing okay at the moment. There's people all around me that in the TF2 community, RT Game, Medi Excalibur, etc., that have found success from just branching out into other games, and you can tell that they're having fun in these videos. And I mean, it's really hit and miss. I've got the Pokemon series, which is super fun to record. It barely gets any views, but you know, I still do it because it's fun. And I guess it's always going to be like that. If I randomly get lucky and the YouTube algorithm blesses me and, you know, I make a new series on a game and it blows up, then, you know, so be it. But I don't see an issue with making TF2 videos, and I never will. I don't think the age of the game should be an influence on whether it should be part of my job or not, you know? It may make the channel harder to grow, but I'm not really fussed about that. But since it's been over a year and a half, all my friends are going off to university now, and I'm staying right here. So that's a bit of a weird thought, I suppose, just because I grew up, I went to school with these guys, I went to college with these guys, and now they're all going off to uni and I'm still here. It is quite a strange thought, but yeah, I don't really know what this video was meant to be honest. I just kind of wanted to just talk about it a bit, I suppose. And if you'd actually like me to do that video on the mental side and actually what it's like to do YouTube as a job, then that's something I'll do as well. It'd be another one where I just kind of sit down and ramble on for a bit, and if people like it, people like it. If you don't, then it's all good. There'll be another video tomorrow. But if you did enjoy this video, guys, please do remember to leave a like. Let me know your thoughts on the whole topic down below. I'll also leave a link to my initial video where I announced that I was dropping out down below, so I mean, you can check that out if you want to. And yeah, guys, thanks again so much for watching, and peace.